In 1896, work on the railway began. A British railroad camp and supply depot for the Uganda Railway was built in the Maasai area in 1899. After independence, Nairobi grew rapidly, and this growth put pressure on the city's infrastructure. A sewer system for the Central District was built in the late colonial period, and the first wastewater treatment plant was completed at Kariobangi, just east of the city in 1961, shortly before independence.
When the British started the design and construction of the Kariobangi sewage treatment works, at that time the technology or the research on waste stabilization ponds was still in its infancy. So the approach used was what was used in Europe, where land is at a premium.
With that, the city wasn't quite expansive, so the sewer network mainly served the Nairobi commercial center, that is the CBD.
The development of infrastructure for water and sewage in the country has generally not kept pace with the growth in population and businesses. So it's lagged behind. For example, now in the city, there is a shortfall in water supply of close to 200,000 cubic meters per day. And there is also inadequate coverage by the wastewater collection system of the city.
Encroachment is a major obstacle because sometimes we found that the sewer, electricity, telecoms, water are almost being squeezed to be on the same wave. That poses challenges.
When Athi Water was formed, that is back in the year 2002, the sewerage coverage was 40%, meaning that a lot of the residents in Nairobi were not yet connected to the sewers, and that is one of the main reasons our rivers in Nairobi are very polluted.
The environment was not conducive. Wakati wa mvua unakuta kuna plots zilikuwa zinafungulia sewage na kuja kwa kiwanja.
Yenyewe kama masoko tulikuwa na shida sana juu ukitaka kujisaidia lazima utembee huko ndani ya soko, na yenyewe ni mwendo mrefu na labda iko matope.
Na shida yenye kubwa sana hapa ni shida ya maji na choo, sana choo.
As an organization, we saw that there was need to improve on the coverage, to make sure that more people are connected into the sewer-borne system, and that would also give overall environmental benefits.
And that something is the Nairobi River Rehabilitation and Restoration Sewerage Infrastructure Project, one of the most significant infrastructure projects currently being undertaken in Nairobi.
The Nairobi Rivers Rehabilitation and Restoration Program is a program that was initiated by the Ministry of Environment, and the focus was on the rivers in Nairobi because they were seen to be heavily polluted and unsustainable.
Relationship between the government of Kenya and the African Development Bank is guided by the country strategy paper. And at this particular time, during 2008 and 2012, we had a country strategy paper for Kenya, which had identified this particular program as very, very top priority for the government of Kenya.
Based on the Nairobi Master Plan for Sewers, Sanitation and Drainage, Third Nairobi Water Supply Project, the Government of Kenya, in partnership with AFDB through AWSB, has implemented the first stage program, phase 1 and 2, on the rehabilitation, extension and duplication of the existing sewerage system.
So we implemented the project in lots because it was a big project in order to have effective management and to finish the project within a short period of time so that we could have several lots with different contractors working at the same time.
The present project has incorporated the construction of about 100 kilometers of mainly trunk sewers. Trunk sewers are the very large sewers that run along the river banks and transmit the sewage from the consumer of the water by gravity to the treatment works.
The rehabilitation of the Kariobangi wastewater treatment works, which is currently ongoing, a plant that was done in the 60s, initially designed to treat 32 million liters per day of sewage, had gone into disrepair, and we are now bringing it back to what its design capacity was.
Trunk sewer in Mathare Valley had been blocked, some sections had been broken and interfered with, and thus the sewer was not working. We've reconstructed that section, and therefore the pollution of the Mathare Valley should now be able to be controlled, because wastewater collection should be able to be conveyed through the large diameter sewers that have been installed.
We constructed 11 new anaerobic ponds. These are large ponds, approximately 120 meters by 80 meters. And we also constructed this pumping station that you see here behind me, which pumps the sewage from the Q system to the inlet works of the Ruai sewage works.
And we had a fifth lot, which was focusing on informal settlements, where we intervened by constructing 50 ablution blocks in order to provide sanitation and improve hygiene within various informal settlements around Nairobi.
Since hii kuje imehelp ease the congestion in the public toilets. So cater all these people from the market, from the people who are going to up country. On my side, I can say it's like an income generating project, because at least I can be able to pay rent, I can be able to fend for myself, at least, and life goes on. So I can say it's an improvement.
Sana sana hizo choo vile sasa zimejengwa zimetusaidia kwa upande wa kuoga, kwa sababu kitambo hazikukuwa hizo mambo na shawa. Watu wengi walikuwa wanatumia kuoga kwa nyumba. Sasa vile ili kuja kaanza kutengeneza shawa, sasa imesaidia watu wengi sana na upande ya kuoga pia.
I think the project implementation has gone on quite well. All the components have been completed, and I'm sure the Nairobians are now benefiting from the services.
As we look towards the future, Athi Water Services Board has currently engaged a consultant to review the master plan that had been prepared in 1998 and to update it so that it can give us direction in terms of the investments that are required going forward to improve on the sanitation situation in Nairobi.
What encourages me a lot in this particular project is to see children playing next to clean streams of water. The satisfaction that brings to me is indescribable.
The NASI project will enhance wastewater treatment capacity for the city by about 150,000 cubic meters per day. That is phenomenal.